Hey Tids. I know that feeling all too well. Oh no, has it done it again? Oh good, it hasn't. The captions aren't doing what they're supposed to do, but I thought we were having that problem again. There we go. Captions are just doing what captions do, I guess. Okay, there we go. Yeah, I panicked that it had done the thing where it turned my microphone off when I went live again. But evidently
Hero
not.
Quest is the best game ever made, and anyone who says otherwise is wrong.
Hello, Cypher. Welcome on in. How you doing? Good. I'm glad. I'm actually speaking quite quietly because I'm so tired. So tired. I don't know how long this stream is going to be. I don't even know what we're gonna do. Like, Modhail suggested I could just do a just chatting stream and just, you know, chill out with you folks for a little bit. Which, frankly, I think is all I have the energy for. So thank you, Modhail, for that suggestion. Yeah, I've never done an explicitly just chatting stream before, so I'm not sure how this is gonna go either. And most of the people that I've seen doing just chatting streams sort of, like, it's evolved into a just chatting stream because they were on a roll in the conversation they were having and just didn't end up playing games. But I don't know how it's going to work as a thing that I've, you know, specifically elected to do. But we'll see how it goes. And I'm halfway to Hobros with the way I'm talking because I'm so tired as well, so maybe I should have put the ASMR tag in the stuff. I don't know. I don't know anything today. I'm so tired. Hi. I think I can do it if you want. I don't really mind. I don't mind. Jukebox is active. Now the jukebox is audible, it's you. Okay, I'll turn it down a little bit. It is quite loud. How's that? Is that better? I need to turn it down for myself as well. I don't know why I did it in OBS instead of just turning the volume down in Spotify. Like, Spotify's right there, right next to OBS. I could have done that so easily. I'm so used to doing stuff in OBS, I guess. We're starting with a bit of Hobbits, are we? I said it's goblins all the way down, or gremlins all the way down. I guess it's more like hobbits all the way down. Get some calm ass music going. Yeah, I've instead of my normal just like all the songs I like playlist, I've put my synthwave playlist on for tonight. Hello Hulu, welcome in. How are you doing? Obviously, folks are welcome to put whatever they like in the jukebox. I'm not saying you must put synthwave in. Just the synthwave playlist I have is all sort of lo-fi and sort of darker synthwave, which I think is good for when you're feeling tired. It's certainly very, very good for when you're traveling. It's actually the playlist that I listened to all the way to Edinburgh the first time I came up here. So there's a couple of tracks in there that have very special memories for me. You can put whatever you like in the jukebox. Don't feel like you have to put specific stuff in. But there is no requirement for that. For anyone that's interested as well, the one for me sen tonight is a very garish green colour. It is a pineapple and coconut juice with midori, which is a melon flavoured liqueur. I thought it might be quite nice and refreshing. And I have been in my office all day. I left for a little bit to go and make myself some lunch. But I've been in here all day. It's really warm. This appearance is giving off the exact opposite vibes you are. The dichotomy of this channel, everybody. It's very warm in here, and I thought a refreshing drink for when people redeem that would be a good idea. Also, the juice has been in the fridge all day, so it's ice cold. Yeah, no worries, sis. Tell us what you get when you come back. So how's everybody doing? Have you had a good week? Have you had a good Friday? For those of you that are in a different time zone to me, or well, on the other side of the world, I hope you're having a good Friday, or will have a good Friday. Time zones are hard. That's one of the reasons I'm so tired at the minute. I've mentioned this on a couple of streams this week, and last week as well, I think. We've got a newbie that started with us beginning of the month. And
getting nice and moist for me right here.
Oh, thank you for the hydrate, Mum. Hello. Welcome on in. She's based in the States, so she starts work when I'm going for my lunch break, and I'm in charge of training her up. I'm doing the best I can, but it's a lot of phone calls, well, not phone calls, but video calls, and it's a lot of being high energy and trying to recall information that I don't use very often and present that information to somebody who knows nothing about the processes and things that tie them together. So it gets tiring quite quick, and I've been doing that every day for at least 2 hours since she joined us. And it's always in my afternoon. So the reason I've been turning up in people like Longfang streams and being like, right, I've got to go for endless meetings now, is because I'm in a lot of meetings for training her, and I'm in meetings for my day job as well. And I've done a lot of overtime, and I'm very, very sleepy as a result. I keep forgetting that she's in a different time zone and trying to arrange things at times that are just not sensible for her. I'm terrible at this. Played lots of Darktide today and got mad a couple of times because of teammates. Besides that, it's a good day. I'm gonna spend the weekend just me and my brother here since my parents are on a small vacation. I'm gonna cook. Oh, that sounds wonderful, Hulu. I really want to play Darktide. Slow's got it and has been playing it with his brother. But I'm not in a position to just be buying video games at the minute, and I elected instead to buy The Devil in Me, which is the latest Dark Pictures game, when I got a Twitch payout. So I'll probably get Darktide, if not next month, maybe the month after. Darktide's gonna be on Game Pass. Oh, I might just wait for Game Pass then. Is Darktide going to have Twitch integration? I hope so, Cypher. If Darktide has Twitch integration, I will definitely be streaming it for you all. So you can make me suffer. Seeing Slow played it all day. Was lucky and played a bit with Rust, but oh, I bet that was a lot of fun. From what I understand, Rust is very good at these kind of games. And Rust's a good bean in general. On that note, let's give Rust a little shout out. Rust is a really good bean. Oh wow, I have placed that pop-up notification terribly, haven't I? Just completely covers me. But then again, at the same time, then it's kind of like forget about the streamer for a moment. Look at this other streamer. A little bit laggy sometimes. Yeah, I can appreciate that. It is only in beta though. Oh, that's a cool thing that I should tell you folks about. Some of you might have seen on Twitter. I was going through my games folder yesterday. So I have a complete collection of ScumVM emulated games. And I had been going through it and sort of tidying it up and deduplicating it after I'd installed and played up to where we were on stream in Broken Sword. And after I tidied it up, I was like, I'm gonna just explore the rest of my games folder because I have no idea what's in here anymore. It's been a long time since I really paid any attention to what I've been hoarding. And I found the early alpha for a game I backed on Kickstarter about 4, maybe 5 years ago, called Paradise Lost First Contact, which is a stealth game. It's a 2D stealth game, pixel art, where you play a little plantoid space alien. Space alien. What a phrase. You play a little plantoid alien who has been captured by an unnamed government body and imprisoned. And you break out of the containment facility that they've put you in, and you sneak around in the vents. And hello, Carl. Welcome on in. I actually kind of like that there. I mean, it's problematic for the captions, but maybe I'll just like bring it up a little bit. I'm into us talking about my life story. Nice one. Hello, Porthos. What's up, baby? Do you want to come up? Come on, up. Up. Are you coming up and up? Come on. Come on. There we go. Now with special guest star Porthos. Let's see if I can get more of him on camera. There we go. Hit the boy. The baby. Combo Hobby Porthos can indeed. Stop it. Thank you for the treat for Porthos. It's because he's up by the microphone. Should be able to get you a nice treat crunch. Yes, is it too quiet, Carl? It's playing on the jukebox. Do I need to turn it up again? Okay. I'll turn it up a tiny bit. There we go. I say I've turned it up a tiny bit, I've probably turned it up too much. Now I can hear it as well. think I turned it down too much in my... Sorry, Porthos, but with you there, I've got to bring the microphone closer to me. There we go. Oh, okay, I see. I'll turn it back down then. Yeah, so it's a really neat little stealth game. It kind of, because it was a Kickstarter thing, and it was not super early in Kickstarter's life, but fairly early. It's something that's still not released, partially because of like feature creep. So the alpha demo that I played last night, I'm not very good at it, but it's got very, very good AI. Well, I find it more than a bit rad that people are still making Scum stuff. It's not so much that they're still making Scum stuff, but the people who play those games and love those games, like your Monkey Islands, your Simon the Sorcerers, your Blue's Clues, yes, you heard me, they don't want them to die. A lot of games from that era have faded into obscurity. They're abandonware and they're hard to get hold of. But the point and click community does not want that to happen to their history. We've got the important one, Manhole. Yeah, that was... I've never played that game. I don't know what it's about. What was really cool though, I was looking for a copy of Clock Tower, which is a very early survival horror game for anyone that's not heard of it. It's quite infamous, in fact. Oh, Cole. Showing yourself as a bit of a Gundam fan there. I do like Man with a Mission. They are an interesting bunch. Do really good music as well. What was I saying? See, this is why I was worried about doing a Just Chatting stream, because I'm tired and I forget things when I'm not tired. Cole's dig giant robots. Yeah, Stanson Robooti. Well, as Space Dandy once said, it's all about the booty, baby. Isn't that right, bub? Yeah. No snaps. No snaps. Slow was playing with Porthos in the hall earlier, while I was working. Not while I was in a meeting, thankfully. But, Porthos, as a staffy, has quite an aggressive sounding play bark. We're pro all booty, Cypher. All booty is beautiful. So Porthos is in the hallway playing with Slow, and Porthos is doing his play barks, and he sounds like he's getting quite aggressive, but he's not. He's just playing. He's having a good time, and he's letting Slow know by making as much noise as possible. God, your breath smells, baby. I'm sitting there thinking, what must the neighbours think? Like, we had somebody come to the house, I think it was the broadband technician when we moved in, who asked me what breed of dog he was, because he'd never seen a staffy before. Lord Porthos being treated like the king he is, indeed. Folks around here haven't seen staffies. They're not a common breed around here. Really, really common back where I was before. But yeah, staffies and pitties just not very, very common here, it seems. It's all like fancy dogs, labradoodles and shit like that. And there's nothing wrong with labradoodles and shit like that. I just thought it was a bit strange that, never seen a staffy before. But because people around here haven't encountered staffies before, the likelihood that they're not gonna know that his barking is playful and happy and energetic, and are gonna assume that it's aggressive is higher. Because a lot of folks don't realise when they see dogs like pit bulls, rottweilers, staffies, that a lot of the stuff they're doing is just their way of saying that they love you and that they're happy to be around you. Because they're all big, squishy, soft dogs, but they look hard and scary, and people have been trained to think that they're hard and scary. They're really not, are they, baby? No. Not at all. You're soft as shit. And you smell like it too. Yeah. It's okay, I still love you. Yeah. From a distance, with a gas mask on. Staffies are tsundere. A little bit, yeah. That's a good way to describe them, actually. I mean, he's very definitely Genki. Genki, for those that don't know, is energetic. Normally, my streams would be described as Genki. Actually, I don't think staffies are tsundere now I think about it. I don't know. Because tsundere is very... it's not like I like you. Whereas they're saying I like you, it's just that they're screaming it at you in German. They are the tell someone you love them today meme. Oh, Mum, thank you for the treat for Porthos. They're aggressively affectionate. Yes, exactly. They're himbos. They're adorable, wonderful, loving idiots. Come here and let me love you. Yeah, a little bit. Like hugging someone after running at them and tackling them onto the ground, probably bruising them. Yeah. Like the amount of times he's like, smacked his head into something on his way to come and give me a hug. Oh, like a dog hug, you know? And he just brushes it off. Nothing gets past that skull. He's a four-legged battering ram, this dog is. But he's a four-legged battering ram of love. Aren't you? Yeah. And he's being super clingy tonight because he knows I'm not feeling well, which is adorable. Staffies are about a 50% skull by mass. They really are. He's literally followed me everywhere since I finished work today, and he's not normally that clingy, even in this new place. Hey, McG. Forgot how much of a banger the intro to IBO was. Yeah, it really fucking is. If you like this and you haven't listened to any of Man with a Mission's other like non-anime stuff, highly recommend it. Especially if you're a fan of Zebrahead, or Zebrahead if you prefer, seeing as they are American and that's how they say their name. But Man with a Mission and Zebrahead have done quite a fair bit of stuff together. Well worth a listen. I'm not normally a Zebrahead fan personally. Yeah, me too, Carl. Man with a Mission are like a furry band. They all wear wolf heads. Nobody knows what they actually look like. There's quite a few bands in Japan that hide their identities in one way or another. Like my favourite band, Green. That was Green, not Queen. There we go. My favourite band, Green, with 4 E's, only recently, I believe, revealed their identities. But they were keeping their identities secret because they were at university studying to become dentists, and they didn't want their band, which took off a lot more than I think they expected it to interfere with their studies. Because they have quite a large female fan base in Japan, and they didn't want the kind of things that happen to Japanese boy bands to happen to them whilst they were trying to learn how to look after people's teeth. But they're all qualified now. They're a band full of qualified dentists that do lo-fi hip-hop. Strangest thing, I absolutely adore them. They do a lot of love songs, and a lot of songs about not necessarily growing up, but like coming of age. So, I'm gonna get down, baby. Go on then. Bye-bye. So like going off to university and growing apart from people and stuff like that. It's really good, really emotive music, and even though it's in Japanese, even if you don't understand Japanese, you can still kind of feel the emotion and the energy behind it. Really good band. Really good band. Considering how being an idol works in Japan, I can understand it. Yeah, exactly, Carl. I just realised something earlier playing Darktide. The veteran sharpshooter is pretty much a sarcastic butthead to everyone except Ogrins. Voice lines are always so cute with them, where it's like, I want to cuddle the big baby. Oh, that's adorable, Hulu. I was actually watching Duke Silver playing Darktide because he's like an official Darktide representative, affiliate. I don't know the proper word, but Fat Shark have given him a copy of the game to play on stream. And one of the Ogren voices is a northerner, and the rest of them are just like standard English sounding voices. And then every now and then you'd just hear in the background this random northerner piping up, and I was just like, wow, I have been that Ogren. I'm quite looking forward to getting to play Darktide at some point. So I want to play more Signalis. Christopher Eccleston and the Normies. Lots of places have a north. Yeah, I'm further north now than I've ever been. Quite like it up here. Straight up another guardsman mentions anything, my guy is pretty much like, go and die. And then an Ogren is like, the Emperor says not knowing makes you strong, so I'm super strong. And my dude's like, yes you are, big guy. Oh, that's so cute. I love that. Best Werner Herzog voice. I wish to see the big baby. I can't do a Werner Herzog voice, especially not when I'm tired, but I tried. I did try. Ironically, I moved west following the coastline and ended up more north than I've ever lived. I don't like it, it's cold. I quite like the cold, but that's because I'm always too warm. I mean, it doesn't help that, again, it's 23 degrees in here today. It's supposedly like 1 or 2 degrees outside. It's 23 degrees in my office. Horrendous. It's no wonder I'm tired all the time. Hey buddy. No. You're licking paws. Stop licking your paws, sweetheart. You'll get sore. Doesn't like it when I tell him not to lick his paws, but then he does it anyway. Grew up in Florida, I crave 100 Fahrenheit. I don't know what that is in Celsius? Words are hard. I used to like the cold, but I think upping my e-dose recently has absolutely nuked my resistance to it. Shivering, 3 shirts. Oh, bless you, Tiz. 130. Wow, no, I couldn't cope with that. 37. No, definitely couldn't cope with that. Nuh-uh. That's too much for me. That's like my natural base temperature, and I hate it. I mean, I'm actually just going to take this shirt off as well because I'm baking. Why am I wearing extra layers if I don't need to when I'm already too warm? Silly of me. Oh, jeans and hoodies. Oh my god, Carl. Amazing. Yeah, I couldn't cope. That's really interesting, Tids, that potentially upping your e-dose has given you such a lack of resistance to the cold. So strange. I would have thought it'd be the other way around. But I suppose, like, everything's sort of bedding in, isn't it? Almost the bastards, yes they are. You may find that you get your cold resistance back once you've sort of gotten used to the new dose. Who knows? I don't pretend to know anything about how hormones work other than like the brain chemistry bit of it, because that's the only bit I've ever studied. Only been a few months so far. Yeah, sometimes these things can take time. I've been very lucky with my new meds that they've sort of clicked in fairly quickly. But then again, I went for 7 years with incorrect medication, so maybe it's just that it's easier to nuke because of that. Put this in the jukebox the other night, didn't you? I like this track. I shall add it to my favourites. It's a good little tune. Yeah, I'll be honest with you, I'm not really sure what to chat about. I am, as I said before, very sleepy. So, if anybody's got anything they really want to talk about, they want to tell us, any great news or anything like that, feel free to pop it in the chat and we'll have a little chat about it. It jammed in my head recently, yeah, that's fair. I can see how it would get stuck in your head. I've had a lot of Carly Rae Jepsen stuck in my head lately. My playlist, my liked songs playlist has a few of her tracks in it, and it will just occasionally go, you know what, I'm not gonna shuffle, you can just have all of the Carly. I don't know why it does that. It does it with Placebo as well. There's only a couple of bands it does it with, but it's just like, I'm not gonna shuffle, I'm just gonna give you every track that you've liked by this specific artist, and then when you skip it, I'm just gonna give you a different one. Yeah, fuck it, we're listening to this band tonight. Slight moment of feeling old. First time I heard this was GTA 5, I think. First trailer about 10 years ago. Oh my god, it came out 10 years ago? Well, it came out less than 10 years ago, but there was a trailer for it 10 years ago. Trying to swing back into painting Battletech. Think I might try streaming MechWarrior, but I need more spoons. I know that feeling all too well, Cole. But you should definitely give it a go when you've got the spoons to do it. But don't Don't burn yourself out. I mean, I know I'm sat here with a stream title that literally says that I'm burnt out in it, but do as I say, not as I do. Because this was a very silly idea. I probably should have just gone and laid down in a dark room for a few hours. Oh, I know why I'm so tired today. I barely slept last night. Oh, things are making sense now. I'd forgotten that that was last night. Feels forever ago. Had some real trouble getting to sleep last night. And then I finally got to sleep and I woke up. And then I couldn't get back to sleep. Thank you very much, Tids. Last night was a dumpster fire. Watching things unfold on Twitter was very interesting for me. Oh, Tids, thank you for the one for me, Sen. I have to get a grip strengthener, I think. I don't know why I've been having problems with my thumb. Cheers. I was right. That's really refreshing. It's nowhere near as toxic tasting as it looks. It's actually quite pleasant. I like that. A little hint of melon. Ooh, green stuff. The green stuff is a pineapple and coconut juice with a little bit of midori, which is not what the captions heard there. Midori is a melon liqueur, which is, I believe, Japanese in origin with that name. Midori means green, so it's actually a bottle here. Let's take it back. No, I didn't. Took it downstairs. No promoting auto-cannibalism. I don't even have the energy to auto-cannibal myself. Yeah, Midori is a very, very bright green. So calling it green kind of, you know, does what it says on the bottle. Hey Sam, how you doing, sweetheart? Welcome on in. Yeah, that's really nice. It's very refreshing, and I didn't put a lot of Midori in it. Because I can't have too much alcohol these days, but it's just enough to give it a little bit of flavour. Funny fact, Battletech has a signature alcohol beverage called PPC Blast. It's a slightly different recipe based on where in the galaxy you are. Basically, 2 shots of Everclear, 1 shot of whatever, and maybe food colouring. Did you manage to do a thing today? Oh, what did you do, Sam? What was the thing? And Cole, that sounds like basically every cocktail I've ever invented. Like, okay, 2 shots of this thing, and a shot of this, and we'll put some grenadine in it. Yes, I don't know what the thing is, Sam, but I'm proud of you. And I'm glad that you're proud of yourself. Clean wrote my latest blog post and found about 7 more things from his list. Oh, that's awesome. That's fantastic. Well done, Sam. I'm gonna have a little stretch. Because, I don't know if you folks have this, but when you're kind of like brain gremlin-y, you just sort of shrink into yourself. It's really bad for your back. Also, now that he's in bed, I'll move the camera back up so I'm less inclined to shrink as well. Finally got into Kipo, and my goodness, it is so good. The anime? I've seen a little bit of that. I really need to actually sit down and watch it, but I've been looking at other stuff. The Netflix series, yes, that's the one. Oh, Sam, I don't know if you have access to Crunchyroll, but I was watching a show just before I moved on Crunchyroll that I immediately thought of you. I'm gonna have to remember what it's called, because my memory is very bad. That's it. It's called Skullface Bookseller Honda-san. It's a delightful little slice of life about a guy who works in a bookstore in Japan. They mostly sell manga, but they also sell like Western comic books and art books and things like that, and magazines. It's basically a comic book store, and it's the true sort of telling of somebody who actually works in a Japanese bookstore. So what he's done is he's made himself up to look like a skeleton, and like there's one of his co-workers looks a little bit like Pyramid Head. But he's basically taken all of the people that he worked with and done caricatures of them and made them into unrecognisable characters so that he's preserving their privacy. But it's a wonderful, wonderful series. It's very funny, it's very heartfelt, and it gives a really interesting insight into the way in which Japanese bookstores work. But I know you're a library kobold, so I was watching it and I was thinking, I bet Sam would really enjoy this. I don't think if there's any other anime I've watched recently. Oh, I watched Cyberpunk Edge Runners as well. Very, very good series with soundtrack by Akira Yamaoka, who is most well known for doing all of the sound work for Silent Hill. Like he is the Silent Hill sound guy. Yeah, that's really, really good. Really pretty animation as well. I think it's Studio Trigger. Like I don't generally, no offense to Trigger, their animation is fucking amazing, but I don't generally think beautiful animation when I think Studio Trigger. But yeah, they've done a really good job. They've really hit the nail on the head with the cyberpunk atmosphere. Backdrops are sublime, and just the whole series is just really good. It's very sad, which is kind of what you expect from a cyberpunk story. Hippo is amazing. Also, so is Centaur World. I really like Centaur World. I was not expecting to like Centaur World. What actually happened was I idled too long over the Centaur World picture on Netflix whilst I was sat on the couch with Porthos next to me, and it started playing the trailer, and Porthos sat up and was staring intently at the screen, and I went, "You want to watch this, don't you?" So I put Centaur World on for the dog and ended up really enjoying it. But yeah, Centaur World is a lot better than it looks when you see the trailer. Tugs on your heartstrings. It really does, Sam. Got a lot of co-workers into Centaur World. Has jokes for the whole family, jokes the kids laugh at, and jokes the adults understand. Yes, it does. And I love a show like that. Like, one of my favourite animations of recent years is Gravity Falls, because there is loads in there for a younger audience, but a lot of it is just the right side of being a little bit more mature, that somebody my age can enjoy it, and it not feel incongruous. See what I mean? It's the same with Amphibia to an extent as well. I think out of the trifecta I'm about to talk about, Amphibia is probably the one that is geared towards the youngest audience. But there's also Owl House. And the reason I'm referring to them as a trifecta is because they are created by the same group of people. They're all set in the same multiverse. Oh, fuck. Sam! Hello! Thank you so much for the raid. Welcome on in to you and your wonderful community. How was DBD? Did you have a good time? Oh no, that's a big me face. There's nothing wrong with that. Hello Halo as well. How you doing? Oh, Halo, I have to apologise by the way.
Genuine enthusiasm.
Waffle! Thank you so much for the follow. Welcome on in. As you can see from chat, I have changed the colour of my name. It's had 2 colour changes today, in fact. Because the first time I changed the colour of it, it was a little bit too close to yours. And I said hello in a stream chat, and EMAC, being a cheeky fucker, replied, "Hello, Halo," and I went, "Oh shit, no, I've accidentally stolen Halo's name colour." So I changed it so that it was a little bit different. I'm sorry I accidentally stole your name colour. Had Waffle to play with me, so we had a lovely time. Oh, that's so sweet. I'm glad you had a good time. How goes it for me? I am very tired. I've had a very, very long couple of weeks, and it's caught up with me quite fiercely today. So we're just having like a chill chatting stream and talking random shit and putting some tunes in the jukebox. Just trying to have a nice chill night. Hello, Lynn! Randy Feltface is coming to Edinburgh and other places in the UK next February. I'm going to try to catch a show if I can. Well, if you end up going to the Edinburgh one, let me know and I'll see if I can meet up with you. I don't know if I'd go to the Randy Feltface show because, frankly, can't afford to be just going to shows, but I can afford a little train ticket to come and say hello to you if you're in the area. Speaking of shows, I might have been slightly obsessed with Bee and Puppy Cat lately. See, I really wanted to like the Bee and Puppy Cat show, but I saw the original pilot and like when that aired on Frederator, and the animation for the show isn't as good, and it makes me kind of sad. And the VA doesn't have the same energy either. Like, I've no judgment or shame to anyone that enjoys the Bee and Puppy Cat show that's on Netflix. I guess it's not for me. I know, but trust me, it gets better. I'm sure it does. I couldn't get past, like, we watched the first couple of episodes and we went, no. I don't think so. I was right there with you. Really, Sam? Okay, well, maybe I'll give it another go. Identity theft. Yeah, I know, I'm terrible. I guess Halo likes this song. Well, who doesn't love a bit of Chumbawamba? Loved the pilot when it first released, yeah, same. I loved it so much I bought all the comics. Had them in like hardback and everything. I feel so old hearing this song. Really, Halo? I don't want to think about how old it is now that you've said that. Really don't want to think about how old it is. We are old. Please don't remind me. This was high school for me. I don't know when it was for me. Does Spotify give information? Oh, that is a horrifying album cover. Utterly horrifying. 1997. Okay, so I was in primary school, I'm sorry to say, Halo. I'm sorry, Halo. There we go. This is making us all feel old. Finest things come out of Lancashire, and as my mother has said, especially the road to Yorkshire. I love that joke. For anyone not in the know, I know we've got some non-UK based folks here. Yorkshire and Lancashire are right next to each other, and there's always been this sort of once not so playful, but nowadays more playful rivalry between the two counties. You know that Daniel, the cooler Daniel meme? Lancashire is Daniel in this metaphor. Yeah. What's one little war between friends? Exactly, exactly. Wait, Louisiana isn't part of the British Commonwealth? Lancashire has Wallace and Gromit, so it's automatically superior. Okay, so I adore Wallace and Gromit, and when I was younger, I did not appreciate just how much Yorkshire bashing there is in Wallace and Gromit. It gets more pronounced in the later films. So Matter of Life and Death, there is literally a bit where Gromit chooses between it's a parody of a scene from the Batman film, the Adam West Batman. Gromit's choosing where to throw this bomb, and he throws it into the Lancashire over the Lancashire border wall into Yorkshire. But yeah, there's always been a little bit of a playful nod in Wallace and Gromit to the fact that they're based in Lancashire and therefore hate on the Yorkshire folk by dint of being a superior community. People think it's just another mind substance. Oh, that was dark, Tids. That was dark. Lancashire-Yorkshire border is a 20-foot brick wall with barbed wire. Yeah. I think there's a thing with Aardman in Chicken Run as well. I think I might be wrong here, but I think they set that in Yorkshire and all of the chickens have Lancashire accents, if I'm not mistaken. Or, you know, the ones that aren't American. But yeah, I think it's Tweedy's farm, isn't it? I think Tweedy's farm is supposed to be in Yorkshire, because obviously Yorkshire folk are evil. Actually, I don't know if it's up here on the shelf or if it's still in the box downstairs. But I have the book that Chicken Run is kind of based on. The book called Escape from Cold Ditch. Guess where they got the idea for that from? Near literal stone's throw from a load of old mines. Fun to walk around. If you can't, unsafe to stick your head in. That's fair. Shaun the Sheep soft toy is on its way to the moon currently. Went up the other morning on the Artemis rocket. Oh, that's fab. Make a mask on the shelf. Been watching Persona 5. Oh, you can see that. Yes, of course you can. You can also see the spirit level, I guess. Oh no, the lamp's in the way of that. Hang on. There we go. There is two oh crap, what's his name? I wish my memory was better because it ruins my comedic timing. Don't know who that is, but I'm not answering. That's it. To quote Scourge from Thor Ragnarok, "Behold, my stuff." I couldn't remember the name of Carl Urban's character. Oh, I think I know what that phone call was. I think Slow's ordered himself a takeaway. Give me a second, folks. I'm back. Slow had not heard the person knocking at the door, so I've just gone, there's someone knocking at the door and I'm streaming. Can you do the thing, please? Wait, you were here. No worries, Cypher, you take care. Thank you so much for popping in tonight. Oh, it's the thing for the dishwasher. Okay. I need to do something else now because I've just noticed there's a light on that shouldn't be on. It's gonna bug me. That was easy. At least it was nearby. Thank you for the welcome back. Oh, that's weird. Let me see if I can find it, Tids. I mean, it should be there, unless they've taken it down. I cannot type today at all. Yep, there it is. You can have that one for free. There you go. Recently learned that England calls whole shell peanuts monkey nuts instead of peanuts, which is odd. Do they? I always thought they were just called peanuts. Maybe it's a regional thing? Oh, the Persona 5 thing. Persona 5 is a fantastic game if you've had a lot of experience with the Persona games, I think is the best way to describe it. It's really improved on the come on, brain. The mechanics that are in. Oh, hang on. Slow was just... So the thing wasn't takeaway for Slow, and he's just appeared in the doorway and said, I forgot to get anything out for dinner. Can we be bad? And I'm depressed, so yes we can. I will regret it later. But right now, we'll be bad. Never heard the term monkey nuts, so maybe. I remember monkey nuts. I thoroughly endorse being bad. Yeah, so P5 is a really good game. It has its issues, as unfortunately all Atlas games do. It's a difficult one because some of the issues that Atlas's more recent games have are quite glaring, but I still really enjoy the mechanics of the gameplay. Like, prime example, I really like the gameplay loop of Catherine, but there are so many terrible things in the writing that just make me go, I love this game, but I want to hate it, if that makes sense. But that's down to the creative director having some very questionable morals, shall we say. And that creative director is also the creative director behind the more popular Persona games. It's a pity. It's a real pity. Like, I saw somebody saying that one of the Persona games, the fourth one, kind of feels like there was going to be a lot of queer-focused subplots.
Get nice and
And
moist
then
for me, won't
somebody
you?
came in and was just like, get all of this queer shit out of here. And it does kind of feel like that, unfortunately. House 5 with queer representation. About as good as the rest of them, I'd say, Sam. Like, if you want queer representation, if you want good representation, your best bet is probably Persona and Persona 2 out of the Persona series. Because they were done by different people. Torpor, thank you very much for the hydrate, the posture check, and the stretch. We'll do the hydrate first. I will stop shrimping, and I will stretch. Thank you very much, Torpor. Yeah. So, yeah. Or just Danganronpa. I've still not played Danganronpa, I really want to. It's the same with, there's some iffy stuff in Steins Gate, but I really love Steins Gate. I love the idea of it, and the fact that it starts off as like a sci-fi, almost horror thriller story, and then turns into a fucking romance, and it does it seamlessly. I kind of love that. Often feels like the ground floor devs want to explore the topics, but higher management is comparatively conservative. So you can often see a lot of attempts that have been watered down. Yeah, exactly, Lynn. Exactly. 2 and 4 was very queer, really. I definitely need to play Danganronpa then. I always really liked, I mean, I've said on the stream before, it's one of my favourite games, but I always really liked The World Ends With You. I wouldn't necessarily say that it's got queer rep in it, but it's accepting of different walks of life, for want of a better description. So whilst it may not have queer rep openly and obviously in it, the universe feels like it would be queer friendly, and if they were to expand on it more, there might be queer characters in there. My turn? Hmm? Oh.
I'm a responsible adult.
Okay.
Look at me!
Everybody be proud of Slow, he's being a responsible adult. The thing that threw me there is that he said he was going to go cook his king prawn. It's not a prawn, it's a kebab. It's called a king kebab. He doesn't like prawns. It's really confusing. Slow, responsible, ye gads, I know, right? Would have thought it was possible. But here we are. Responsibility. I'm with Halo on this one. I shun responsibility as much as I can, but then work happens. Guilty Gear do its thing was a bit of a breath of fresh air personally. Yeah, definitely, Lynn. And what I really, really liked about the whole Guilty Gear situation as well is that people were coming out of the woodwork and going, oh no, well the devs are definitely never going to agree to this. The character writer, you're just inferring things now. And like the lead designer, I think it was, or the director or something, just tweeted, nah, she's trans. Fuck off. She's trans. Shush. Responsibility would be me streaming to raise car money. If you're not well enough to do it, then the responsible thing to do is to not, even if it doesn't feel like that. It's called queer coding for a reason. Yeah, very true. Yeah, I really want to like a lot of Atlus's games, and I do really like a lot of Atlus's games, but I'd never ever stream them for you folks because I feel so intensely guilty about liking them, knowing that there's these things built into them, you know? More than that, he released a press statement addressing every single argument. Oh, I hadn't seen that. That's amazing. Oh, that's wonderful. You don't see that kind of stuff from a dev or a director very often, and it's always great when you do. That's fab. That's fab. What a legend. Very much pleased me when Bungie canonised a few characters' sexualities and identities a bit back. Yeah, that's fair. I don't feel like Destiny would be an uninclusive place as like a universe, but it is always really nice when there is that representation definitely put in there, in whatever form it takes, as long as it's not like backhanded, and that's where I have my problems with Atlas games, because when they do queer representation, it tends to be very backhanded. There's a trans character in one of the games that you don't find out that she's trans until much later on in the game, and the way in which the other characters interact with her because she's trans is not great. Address, translation, designer intent, the bad ending argument. Finally stated it explicitly was what was intended, and how she is wonderful, wonderful. There's an NB in Lightfall, amazing. I want to get back into Destiny, but I'm so far behind now. I don't think I'll ever be able to. It just feels too far away, too far out of reach. And I just don't have the time to invest in it, which is a real shame, because I really enjoyed my time with it. I can't anymore, you know? After I went to all that effort to get the Witch Queen Collector's Edition thingy. I mean, it's very pretty, and I had a lot of fun deciphering all the puzzles in the book. But nothing to be done about it, I suppose. Oh, cool. Very cool, Tids. Well, thank you for letting me know about that. other games I've played that have had surprisingly good queer rep. And I just, like, my mind's drawing a complete blank. A real pity. On the note of representation, Oda, the author of One Piece, has been experimenting in recent years, specifically with the concept of gender. While the series has made missteps on the topic, it now has around 5 fully formed trans and gender non-conforming characters present in its setting. A lot of interesting variation again. Another example of the creatives being more progressive and explorative in the systems that they reside within. That's brilliant. Picture of them. Let's see. Oh wow. That is a really nice design. And an interesting choice of angle to have the image from. Are they actually very tall, or are we just getting a sense for their presence there? I suppose we'll find out eventually. I do like that in Bully, your main character is just bi and can flirt with girls and boys. That is wicked. I've never played Bully, like, particularly because of the name. I was always a little bit off-put. I don't want to bully people. That seems kind of mean. Bully is a weird one. That's fair. A game that I really, really liked that I've not really seen many people ever talk about or play is The Movies, which I think was a Lionhead one. But I really liked making little films in it. But they were all terrible and somehow made a lot of money in the in-game, like, movie market. And it was fun. It's very old GTA, as in Jimmy bullies those that have it coming. Oh, okay, that's not so bad then. If he's bullying people that have it coming, then it's not so bad. It's quite forward-thinking, but some of it's also turn of the century rock star. Ah, I see. I see. I might give it a go sometime. Yeah.
Hello there.
Oh, hi Hans, welcome on in. Just took a chocolate cake out of the oven. I'm only a little jealous. I hope you really enjoy it when it's cool enough to eat. Oh, you can tell I've moved because you can just see me behind the shower house now. I was going to do some unpacking this weekend, but I don't know if I can be bothered, even though I really desperately want to find my Baron and Baroness statues. They're the only days I have free at the minute, like the only time I have free, and I don't want to spend them doing chores. Being a grown-up is hard work, folks. Oh yeah, a big part of the reason that tonight is the way it is in terms of the stream specifically, my brain, I realised it's been exactly a month since I moved in. Today is my 1 month Scotlandversary. So I think that's probably part of the reason that I'm so brain gremlin-y. It's not just that I'm tired, it's that a lot's happened in the last month. It's been a long time. Already, yeah. I mean, it feels like it was only yesterday, but at the same time it feels a lot longer than that. Cake is for my 30th birthday celebration tomorrow, celebrating a few days early. Oh shoot! Well, we should also celebrate a few days early then, shouldn't we? wanted to put a little cake emote in it, but I can't find one. There we go. We now can't see what's on the jukebox, but it's fine. Birthday is more important. You can always use the !song command if you're interested in what's playing. Like we used to, back before I put the now playing line in. Okay, so I've managed to survive an hour of just talking and not doing anything else, which is more than I ever thought I'd manage. And I wouldn't say I'm necessarily feeling better, but I don't feel terrible right now. So thank you everybody for sitting with me and just sort of chilling and chatting. It's been nice so far. I am struggling to think of things to say to you all, but that guy's evil because ADHD. Oh, is this bully? Never read it as ADHD, more megalomania and narcissism. By the way, mentals equals bad guy is still not great. Yeah, that is a trope that media really needs to get out of the habit of using. You folks know I've said this 1,000 times before. I'm a big fan of cinema therapy. It's a channel on YouTube where a filmmaker and a licensed therapist watch movies together, and they talk about the psychological aspects, they talk about the filmmaking aspects, and they sort of compare notes and discuss things. And they're really good friends, and it's really wholesome content, and I just really enjoy watching them politely critiquing films from two separate viewpoints. Two separate viewpoints that are both personal interests of mine, because I've always been very interested in psychology and filmmaking, so it's just like they're making this channel content just for me. But they did a video about Moon Knight, the TV series on Disney Plus, and Split, the M. Night Shyamalan movie, because both of them have a focus on dissociative identity disorder, but where Moon Knight absolutely shines in its portrayal of DID, in its compassion, its thoughtfulness. Occasionally it strays into the more fantastical, but that's because of the nature of the story that's being told. It generally keeps its portrayal of DID quite grounded and quite accurate, unless it needs it to be comic booky. But then there's Split, which portrays somebody with DID as being the bad guy. A lot of the portrayal of DID within Split is at least partially accurate. Some of it is completely fucking made up. But it's another mental illness equals bad guy situation. Whereas in Moon Knight, mental illness not only doesn't equal bad guy, but it doesn't define the character. He's not just a mentally ill person, he is a person who is struggling with something and has found a coping mechanism. It's just that his coping mechanism happens to be having an additional identity. And it's really, really nice to see a piece of media portraying mental health with compassion and care. I have Halo. I have. Mum, thank you so much for being subscribed for
Alice
31
Calcifer has
months.
been a sub for 31
kind of
months.
you.
Very naughty.
much, Mum.
Look, I hear.
Yes, you are here. yes, I have seen Mr. Robot, and that started off really, really well in its portrayal of neurodivergence, and just slowly went off the rails, I think. It got sillier and sillier. But the earlier seasons, really, really good portrayal. Maybe not compassionate, a little bit clinical in places, but not just portraying somebody with a mental condition as the bad guy was a good start. Do a plug. I'm currently writing a blog about neurodivergence in Vampire the Masquerade and Elder Scrolls. Oh, that's awesome, Sam. I'll look forward to reading that. Say it out loud. My problem's ADHD, Western civilization, my parents. He later stops taking his meds, which is why he goes full evil. All that's rough. Evil people don't have to suffer from poor mental health. How will American media cope with this development? Yeah, I know. Very different from what you usually see. Yes, agreed. Agreed, Halo. I really enjoyed Mr. Robot up to a point. There was, I think, I can't remember which season it was, but I got to one of the more recent seasons and went, okay, I think I'm done with this now. Like, I'd enjoyed what was up to that point, but I'm one of those people that would rather a story be left with an open end than go on for too long. It lost its way a bit, yeah. Like, one of the things I've always liked about Gravity Falls, as much as I would love more of it, is that the story ends when that summer ends, because they've gone to stay with their great uncle for the summer. So when that summer ends, the story is over. There is no more TV show. Their lives go on, but we don't need to see that. And I like that. But the final season was decent, though. I don't know if I watched the final season. Exactly, Sam. I am a big fan of Alex Hirsch. Oh, hey Ash, welcome on in. How you doing? I'm a big fan of Alex Hirsch's work. He was actually part of the reason I ended up watching Owl House, because he is Dana Terrace's partner. And he voices King and Hootie. He also did a show for Netflix more recently called Inside Job, which is for somebody who's done as much research into conspiracy theories as I have. Top tier shit. Really, really enjoyed Inside Job. But yeah, Alex Hirsch has a sense of humour that aligns quite well with mine, so I enjoy the things he works on and the things that he has input into. Saw that show, it was wild. I really enjoyed it. Really, really enjoyed it. I'm looking forward to the next season, which I think comes out next week. Hootie is the best. Hootie is the best. I mean, I adore King. And I really enjoyed King's arc. No wonder I loved Owl House. Yeah. There you go. Oh, wonderful bit of queer-friendly media. For those that haven't already seen it. Dead End Paranormal Park on Netflix. I will sing this show's praises up and down. Trans main character. A bisexual secondary character. A fantastically culturally diverse cast. Yeah, openly trans, an openly trans mask character, which is just something you do not see in media normally. And not only is he openly trans mask, but they have presented the kinds of struggles that trans folk go through very, very well, and with a great amount of care. So it was a wonderful show to watch. I really, really enjoyed it, and there were numerous occasions when I did cry like a fucking baby at it. One of my partners has been absolutely raving about Dead End Paranormal Park, meaning to watch it since. You really should, Tids. It's brilliant, and there are some awesome songs in it. Beetlejuice is a Demon King. Yes, they got the guy who plays Beetlejuice in the Broadway production of Beetlejuice to voice a character. And I have never seen the Beetlejuice Broadway production. I would love to, because I'm a big Beetlejuice fan. But the second I heard his voice, I was like, Beetlejuice. I've heard the stage recording twice. It's fucking Beetlejuice. The dog's duty. Oh, Sam, no, don't make me cry on stream, please. This is a really, really, really good show. There's so much to love about it. There is a song, which, if it was actually available on Spotify properly, would be in my favourites list. And I would listen to it all the fucking time, called Just Some Guy. It's just, oh, so good. And I think it was written by, is it Patrick Stump from Fall Out Boy? Like, they have a musical episode where all of the songs are written by a well-known pop punk or emo, if you prefer, musician, and I'm just like, yeah, this show was made for me. You Are My Frankenstein is great. You Are My Frankenstein is a very good song as well. Yeah, so I think we can all agree Dead End Paranormal Park is a definite watch recommendation there. Well worth a watch. So much good shit. And so much therapeutic stuff in it as well. Yeah, I think that's the thing that stuck with me most from like recent stuff. Obviously, Owl House is fucking great. And again, there's a lot of therapeutic stuff in there, a lot of healing to be done. I will not spoil something for the more recent episodes of Owl House, because I know not everybody's seen them, not everybody has access to them. But there was a bit that Slow had already watched, and he knew it was coming up, and was just like, okay, brace yourself, this might make you a little bit sad. And we got to it, and I was sitting there, tears streaming down my face, snot running out of my nose, going, I'm okay. And I had to go outside. Like, it hit me so hard. This is almost as bad as when he told me, and this isn't a spoiler because it's the thing everybody knows about these films. It's almost as bad as the time he told me that the dog doesn't die at the beginning of John Wick so that I would watch the film. Which I will never get over. Bold-faced lie. Like, if it had just said, you'll have to watch it to find out. Oh, no, it does. It does, Tids. It does. In fact, if I'm not mistaken, isn't John Wick one of the reasons that Does the Dog Die exists? There's a website. Yeah, so I told him I would never watch a movie if I knew that a dog was gonna die in it, and he was like, oh, no, the dog doesn't die, the dog's fine. Never watched any John Wick film. You might enjoy them, to be honest with you, Tids. They are very pretty films. The fight choreography, considering the films are directed by somebody who spent most of their cinematic career choreographing fights. Really fucking good. Does the dog die exists for a reason? Yeah, I know it does, Sam, but I trusted my partner to tell the truth to me, and he lied to me to get me to watch a film that I do really enjoy, but... yeah. Like, if nothing else, I think you would appreciate them for the gun kata. I like how whenever I just randomly chat about shit, we end up talking about movies. It's like I'm a cinephile or something. I mean, a dog is fine in the film. Yes, yes it is. And I think that was the sort of tack he was going for with it. he was bending the truth a little bit to make me watch it. The Fiend. More dogs survive John Wick than The Thing. That is very true, and I do really like The Thing as well. The Thing is a fantastic film for practical effects. Real powerhouse. Not every die. Yeah. I mean, you folks know I'm a big John Carpenter fan anyway, but The Thing is a really, really well put together film. Very tense, very eerie. And, you know, you get an entire video game that is essentially based on your movie, but without breaching copyright law. You must be doing something right. I need to see the prequel thing now. I don't know if I've seen that. Might have done. Oh, excuse me a second, folks. I need to cough. Excuse me. Okay. It's not as late as I thought it was. I feel like I've been talking forever. I genuinely don't know how just chatting streamers do it. Hot take, the best way to watch John Wick is looking up all the trailers they have synced to different opera songs. I mean, that's certainly one way to do it. Doing another John Wick film, aren't they? Like, the trilogy's great. I really enjoyed the trilogy, but more is fine in this one particular instance, I guess. I'd like to know more about the universe. Just looking over at my shelves and wondering what else is missing. Like, I know the Baron and the Baroness are missing, but I feel like something else hasn't turned up too. Really hard to figure out, especially if things have gone in boxes they weren't supposed to go in and stuff like that. Really hard to figure out what's gone missing sometimes. Like, Slow thought he'd lost a bunch of Transformers comics because he collects the Star Wars and IDW Transformers comics. And he was really, really upset when he couldn't find his copy of Darth Vader 1, because I got him a hardback copy of Darth Vader 1 for Christmas one year. You can't get that anymore. He was devastated, but he's found it now, thankfully. So, what's everyone up to this weekend? It's kind of like how the concept is, what if we take all these puns and metaphors about less than illegal activity straw. Tempting rest and relaxation if it kills me. That is very good. Tits, I'm proud of you. Sometimes it's hard to relax and to actually make time to rest and to look after yourself. So the fact that you're going to attempt to do that, even if it kills you, is something to be proud of. And I'm proud of you. Got D&D tomorrow. Oh, cool. What kind of character do you play in D&D? I'm gonna guess kobold. Trying to figure out life stuff. Yeah, that's fair, Carl. I hope it works out for you and that you manage to get stuff sorted. Oh, bless you. Easy boy. Yeah. Oh, look at him, showing his belly off. I'm gonna lean over and give him some pets. There's the belly. I think he enjoyed that. For once, not a kobold. Oh, what are you playing as then? Tell me more, please. Oh, that's so cool, Sam. I like that.
Hello there.
Hello, Modhail. How you doing? Welcome on in. And thank you so much for suggesting that I do a just chatting stream tonight. I'm running out of things to talk about very quickly, but it's been nice to just sort of sit here and not worry about anything. Like, the jukebox is playing its tunes and you folks are here chatting with me. And we had a lovely raid from Zan, and oh, my captions cannot spell your name, Zan, I'm sorry. And it's just been very nice. And I hope it's been nice for you folks too, and just something you can chill out with, you know, a little bit of music and me droning on in the background. The thing that many miss with Artificer is that they can use any artisan tool as a spell focus. Same problem with bards, Sam. Only one of the bards I've played has had a musical instrument as their performing tool. My favourite one that I played as was an Aarakocra who did like stage magic, and that was his bard thing. But he was trying to pretend that he was a very powerful wizard. So he was using his performance checks to do stage magic to make it look like he was doing real magic. It was really fun. Eldritch Horror's Twitter drama is like getting fast food delivered. Oh, to Eldritch Horror's Twitter drama is like getting fast food delivered. Yes it is. Just did a Dark Tide run. The last game was a bit frustrating as my team runners were the type of speedrunners that don't keep close to the others. So at the end, fight, I kept face tanking the big bad while they all ran over the place. Ugh. Slow's been having that problem a lot, and he had it a lot with Vermintide as well. He found it very frustrating. He now plays with people that he can talk to on comms, so it's not so bad, but yeah. You're not the only one that's had that issue, Modhail. It's nearing 2 in the afternoon. The cursed church choir upstairs has finally stopped playing, so I think I might nap. Thank you, Cole. You take care, and I hope you manage to get some good rest during your nap, and that things work out for you so that you can have more restful days ahead. It's lovely to have you here. Nap well. I have a calligraphy bard. She only uses touch spells and just paints on people. Oh, that's so cool, Sam. I really like seeing inventive magic uses in D&D. A lot of people get bogged down in the idea that because the book suggests something should be one way, that that's the only way you can do it. And when someone comes along and goes, yeah, let's just do away with that and we'll do our own thing. I love that. Game is damn pretty though, and lots of fun if you have a crew that knows co-op. Randos are a hit and miss. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me in the slightest. I'm glad you're enjoying it overall though, Mod Hell, I really am. Another unconventional bard I had was an awakened dog using the Dungeons and Doggies plugin. He was a big St. Bernard whose performances were like, so when he performed he'd just sort of howl and bark, and when he cast Vicious Mockery, instead of insulting people because he's a dog and he can't do that, he'd just sort of go over to them and either fart on them or piss on them and then leave. He'd basically do what dogs do to people that have offended their owners. I really don't like how restrictive the 5th Ed Warlock description is. Yeah. So I look at the descriptions of characters in 5th Ed and go, okay, that's more like guidelines as far as I'm concerned. And as long as my DM is happy for me to do what I want to do, and I'm not absolutely taking the piss, I feel like that's exactly what it can be. It can just be guidelines. I really want to try playing some other systems as well. Hopefully I'll get to play some with some of my local friends soon. Basically a wizard, but you found evil knowledge. Yeah. Actually, the bard that I was talking about before, the one that did stage magic, he ended up making a pact with some sort of eldritch being and becoming a bardlock in his attempts to look like a wizard. And we were going to do this whole thing before the campaign kind of died out, where he was just going to go full Palpatine one day and accidentally kill somebody, like an innocent bystander or something like that, with Warlock Lightning. And he was going to have this whole arc where he was just like, oh shit, what have I done? And trying to sort of get himself back on track. So it's basically going to be a don't do dark magic, kids, kind of story arc. And that could have been quite fun, I think. It's a shame the campaign ended when it did. I'd love to run a Dark Tide RPG campaign. That could be fun. I'd like to see that happen. Highly recommend Monster of the Week for an RP heavy group. I have looked at Monster of the Week. I have a massive collection of RP books on one of my hard drives, and Monster of the Week is one of them. I really want to play Little Fears, which is a horror RP where you play kids and you defeat the enemies using your imagination, using your childlike innocence. Because the creatures of the imagination can only be defeated through the power of the imagination. And they can only be seen by children because only children have that power. It's a really exciting looking game. The game, sort of, except, you know, without the coulrophobia. I mean, there is a clown on the front cover of the collector's edition. But it looks a lot of fun, and it's a D6 system, so it's fairly simple in terms of how things are put together. I've also got a bunch of non-combat RP games that I'd really like to play. That I've never had anybody that wanted to play them with me because no combat. But there's one called Golden Sky Stories, which is it's a really wholesome game setting. It's usually set in Japan, but you can basically set it wherever you want. And the players play as various types of Japanese spirit, or if you're setting it elsewhere, there's an expansion for Fey folk and things like that. And they go around helping humans out. And it just seems like a really nice, wholesome little game to play, but I've never found anyone that wanted to play it with me because of the lack of combat, because it is all RP and problem solving, which isn't what a lot of people want from an RP, to be fair, and I understand that. So kind of planning / prepping to run a traveller game for my mates once I've recovered enough. Oh, that's awesome, Mod Hale. Best of luck with it. Also, Thirsty Sword Lesbians. Yes, that also looks very fun. I haven't had a chance to play it, but I love the rules. That's fair. We ran Castle Frankenstein game until before the plague. Lots of investigation and intrigue. Barely any combat. Tons of fun. See, I love stuff like that. I'd love to play Castle Frankenstein as well. What else I've got? I've got quite a few RPs that are like designed for playing like mech stuff or anime themed stuff. So there's one called Really Big Eyes. There's OVA. Never remember what that stands for in the context of the RP. Yeah, I've got a bunch of unconventional RP system books that I would love to play. I don't have the time or the people. And I feel like it'd be a little bit rude to say, oh, I want to play this thing, and then dump the rulebook on somebody else who's never heard of it and expect them to run it. So I feel like because the books are mine and I want to be involved in a session or a campaign for them, I probably have to DM them, but then that means I have to actually put things together so I can DM them, and oh, that's a lot. I'd like to go back to the Gorka Walker one shot that Slow and I were working on and that we did for that charity stream ages and ages ago. Oh, hi Porthos. What's the matter, baby? Do you want to go outside? Go out. Okay. What time is it? Well, I've made it nearly 2 hours. So what I might do is I might raid out, go and get myself a bite to eat, put my jammies on, and just sit and rest for a bit. As much as I'm enjoying the RP talk, I am still very, very tired, and it would probably do me some good to not go too late tonight, considering how tired I am. I'd prefer a stack of RPGs for when our local group can rekindle that. Neavina, Slavic folklore RPG, that sounds fun. That's got my attention already. Ruins of Simbarum? Basin, low no combat, Nordic folk. You've got so many folklore RPs. I need to hit you up to get copies of some of these, I think. Nine Kingdoms, which I almost played in a campaign for. Etc. Yes, don't overdo it. I will not. And the boy needs to go outside. So I am actually just gonna... Let's see what we've got in the queue. I think we're into my music. Yeah, we're definitely into my music now. That works out well. Awesome. Thank you very much, Modhel. Okay. thank you very much, everyone, for coming along today. I'm sorry it's a bit of a shorter one because of how late I started and because of how I'm feeling. But I hope you've had a nice time here. We'll be back to normal content tomorrow evening. It's either going to be more Signalis,
Goodbye.
or it's going to be Silent Hill. I don't know which yet. But either way, you'll be hearing more of Hob Ross, the ASMR voice, because it seems folks really enjoyed that. So Saturday nights are now going to be horror ASMR, which is such a weird combo, but people like it, so here we are. I found my niche, everyone. Okay. You are most welcome, Sam. I left an image of the chocolate cake underscore to thank you, Hans. You are most welcome, Tids. Let's see who we've got that is live right now. Oh, Longfang's still live. Let's go raid the Long Boy then.
Goodbye.
Okay, so I will hopefully see you all tomorrow. Hopefully better rested than I am today. But as always, until I do see you next, take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Wash your fucking hands. And have a wonderful weekend, everybody, however you're spending it. Now, go give the Long Boy some love. If you can afford to, throw some pennies his way. And I will see you all over there after I've had some food and got into my gym jams. Bye bye.